Good morning, children. Today in this class, I am going to explain about the topics that are the salinity of oceans and the ocean temperature. Okay. Before entering into the topic, we have to know the answers for some questions. From where we are getting salt, generally we have seen in our dining room, and where we can see the salt water in oceans, we can see the salt water. But how this salt water filled in the oceans instead of fresh water? Okay, how it was happened? The filling of salt water in the oceans, do you know? Okay, to know the answers for these questions, we have to learn the concept salinity of ocean. Okay, most of the salt is come from the land to the oceans. Most of the salt is from land to sea. But how the salt is traveling from land to sea? Okay, over millions of years, the rains, rivers, and streams of water flows have washing the rocks which are containing compound NaCl. Okay, the salinity or the saltness of water, the salt water is in oceans with the rivers, rains, and streams which are washing over the surface of the mountains or rocks that are having compound NaCl. Compound NaCl or sodium chloride. The chemical name for this sodium chloride is NaCl. Okay. Here, how the salt water is filled in the oceans? Over the millions of years, the rains, rivers, and streams have washed on the surface of the rocks which are having the compound sodium chloride, which are containing the compound sodium chloride or NaCl, which is transferred from land to the oceans. In this way, the water in the oceans become very salty. Okay, and some of the salt is from under volcanoes, sea volcanoes. From sea volcanoes also, From sea volcanoes, the water in the oceans gets saltness. Okay. And now the third one is from the hydrothermal vents. Thermal vents. Okay, in these three ways, the water in the oceans is having the salt. Okay, the salt, most of the salt is from land. This is from land. Most of the salt is come from land to the oceans by the flowing of rains, rivers, and streams which have washed the rocks which are having compound NaCl or sodium chloride. When they bring the NaCl to the oceans, then the oceanic water will become as very salty. Okay, and some of the salt come from sea volcanoes and hydrothermal vents. Okay, in this ways, the ocean water or sea water is become very salty. Okay, now let us see the word the salinity. In this way, the ocean waters are become very salty. This entire process not only had done in only one day or 1 year, it takes so many millions of years. Okay, now let us see the word salinity. Here, the salinity is the word that expresses the amount of salt which is dissolved, the amount of salts which are dissolved in the sea water. It is the term that is representing the amount of amount of salts, amount of dissolved salts in seawater. Okay. The term salinity is representing the amount of dissolved salts in seawater. Generally, it is calculated or it is expressing the amount, the amount in grams, the dissolved salts. Salinity is calculated as the dissolved salts in grams per 1000 grams of seawater. Okay, this is the perfect definition for the salinity. Salinity, it can be calculated the dissolved salts per 1000 grams. The dissolved salts which is in terms of grams per 1000 grams of seawater. Okay, it is nothing but the parts of how much salts are dissolved in 1000 grams of water. Okay, generally it can be also written as, or it can be also represented as PPT, parts per 1000. Parts per 1000. In the general way, the salinity of the oceans is generally about 35%. 35%. Generally, it can be called or it can be pronunciated as 35 parts dissolved in 1000 grams, 1000 parts of seawater. Okay. Generally, the salinity is defined as the amount of dissolved salts in seawater. Okay. It is perfectly calculated. Suppose if you want to calculate the salinity, we have to know it is nothing but calculated the calculation of dissolved salts per 1000 grams of seawater. Okay. It is notating the amount of dissolved salts per 1000 grams of seawater. Okay, it can be represented as the PPT. PPT means parts per 1000. Suppose generally all the oceans is having 35% of salinity. Generally, all the oceans are having commonly 35% of PPT or 35% of salinity. It can be also called as 35 parts dissolved in 1000 parts. Okay. In oceans, the ocean water is having so many minerals, it is having so many dissolved salts. Among all these salts, the sodium chloride constitute about 77.6%. Among all minerals and salts, dissolved salts, sodium chloride alone constitutes, or NaCl alone constitute about 77.6%. Suppose if all the minerals and the dissolved salts present in the ocean water is 100%, let us assume that it is 100%, then the constituent of NaCl is about 77.6%. This NaCl is also called as table salt. The NaCl is also called as table salt. Why? Because this NaCl salt we are using the tasting factor in our food. Okay. This is about the salinity of ocean. Okay, the river waters is generally having 2% of NaCl. The river water is having river water having 2% of salinity. Generally, the oceans are having 35% of salinity and the rivers are having 2% of salinity. It means 2 parts per 1000 grams. It means 2% of sodium chloride it is having. Okay, it is about the salinity of oceans. Okay, now let us see what are the factors that are affecting the salinity in oceans. Factors affected the salinity. Okay, what are the factors that are affecting the salinity? The first factor is evaporation. How this evaporation is affecting the salinity in oceans? Suppose if evaporation is very high, then the salinity will be very high. How this was happened? Suppose if the temperature is very high on the surface of the oceanic water, then the evaporation from the ocean water will be very high. Suppose if the evaporation will be happens very rapidly, the salt left in the sea. When the evaporation was done, the water is changes to water vapor and then it will form as clouds. After happening the evaporation, all the salts which are in the oceans would be left in the ocean only. So it is increasing if the evaporation increases, then the salinity increases. Then salinity increases. Now, the second one is precipitation. Precipitation. If the precipitation is very high, then the salinity decreases. Why? Because here precipitation is nothing but falling of small particles on the surface of the oceans. When the oceanic water get the snow, the salinity will be decreases. Okay. The third one is rivers. Entering into seas. Okay. When the rivers entering into the sea, the flow of fresh water into the salt water, then it reduces the salinity. It decreases the salinity. Okay, these are the factors that are affecting the salinity. Okay, evaporation. If the evaporation is very high, then the salinity will become increases, and if the precipitation is very high, then the salinity will be decreases, and if the reverse flow will be increases, then the salinity would be decreases. Okay, these are the factors that are affecting the salinity in the oceans. Okay, now let us see the highest salinity places and the lowest salinity water bodies. Highest salinity and lowest salinity on water bodies. The highest salinity in water bodies, that is in Don Juan Pond, Antarctica. The first one is Don Juan Pond, It is located in the sea, Antarctica. Antarctica. It is having about 440% of salinity. It is having about 440% of salinity. It means 440 dissolved salts parts which are in 1000 grams of water. Okay, it is about 440 grams of salt is dissolved in 1000 grams of water, sea water. The second one is the Lake Redba. Lake Redba, and the third one is Lake Wanda. Lake Redba is located in Senegal, and it is having the salinity. It is about 400%. It is having the salinity about 400%. This Lake Wanda, it is also located in the Antarctica. The Lake Wanda is located in Antarctica. Okay. In this way, the highest salinity on the oceans is Don Juan Pond. It is located in Antarctica. That is having 440% of salinity, and the Lake Redba, it is located in the Senegal, and it is having 400% of salinity, and the Lake Wanda, it is having 350% of salinity. Okay, these are the highest salinity water bodies on the surface of the earth. Okay, then now let us see the lowest salinities on the water bodies. Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea, it is having about 10% of salinity, and the second one is Hudson Bay. It is having 3 to 15% of salinity. Okay, these are the lowest salinity water bodies. Baltic Sea and Hudson Bay, these are having 10% and 3 to 15% respectively. Okay, these are the lowest salinity water bodies. Okay. To represent all the salinity in the maps, the geographers are using the lines called isohalogens. Okay, these are the highest and lowest salinity water bodies. To represent all these salinity water bodies, the geographers used the lines called isohalogens. Okay, now let us see the definition for isohalogens. Isohalogens are the lines which are joining the equal salinity. Isohalogens are the lines which are joining the equal degree of salinity. Equal degree of salinity. Isohalogens. These are the lines joining the equal degree of salinity on maps. Okay, isohalogens are the lines which are drawn on the maps, the lines joining the equal degree of salinity on maps. Okay, this is about the concept of salinity. Okay, salinity is nothing but the amount of dissolved salts present in 1000 parts of water. Okay, it can be represented as PPT. PPT means parts per 1000. Okay, generally the salinity of oceans would be 35%. The highest salinity, it is in Don Juan Pond, which is located in Antarctica. It is having 440% of PPT, and the lowest salinity is available in the sea, Baltic Sea. It is having only 10% of salinity, and the lines which are representing the salinity on maps that are called isohalogens. Isohalogens are the lines which are joining the equal salinity, degree of salinity on the maps. Okay, this is about the concept of salinity of oceans. Okay, in the next class we will see about the oceanic temperatures and ocean currents. Okay, thank you children.